100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop. Mina SayWhat in your midday. I got Neo in the building today.
What's going on, mama?
Let me tell you something. You've been around for a minute because you are always on your A game. You're early.
Definitely.
You smell good.
Oh, man.
You came prepared.
These are small goals of the day. Be on time if you got to be somewhere. Don't be funky when you get there. Come on. Just light stuff, y'all. It's supposed to be common sense, folks.
You'd be surprised. Some people can't get the first one right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. No, I definitely pride myself on trying to, at the very least, be on time. Now, I've definitely had some people waiting on me before. It's definitely happened before. But for the most part, I'm pretty good with it.
Yes. Fresh off your performance at the Dell, you killed it. Now, I'm pregnant. I couldn't be there, but I was watching all the videos.
Oh, it's all good.
And we talked about your performance at the Man, like, I think it was last year, where I was just so blown away by you. So I wasn't surprised that you killed it at the Dell.
Listen, it was a great time, but that show taught me, I learned 3 things in that show. For one, Philly is one of the most beautiful places on the face of the earth with some of the most amazing people. I love that crowd, that the energy was electric per usual. Every time I come here, it's just amazing energy. So I learned that. I learned that it get hot out here.
Right.
Is that just the whole world right now?
It's the whole world.
Because again, I've been here before and it ain't never been 230 degrees at night. Like, what the heck? Yo, I lost 15 pounds by the second song. I promise you. There's a point in the show where I was like, all right, everybody get on your feet. And like everybody kind of reluctantly stood up because it was so damn hot. They was like, listen, Neo, we rocking, but come on, bro. Come on. You
wore like a full 3-piece suit with a hat.
Listen. I said it on stage. I was like, yo, this suit was such a good idea about 10 minutes ago. What the hell? This was a bad idea. But no, the show itself was amazing, man. It really was. It really was. I also learned that I'm a little bit out of shape. I gotta get right.
You gotta get back into it.
I gotta get right because
we've been sitting in the house for like 2 years. That's why.
True. I got about 15 that I could stand to lose. And all I gotta do is come out here and perform like that a few more times and I should be good.
Did you see Jordan Mailata sing? He was good.
Oh, that's dope.
He was there.
Okay. All right. Much love, brother. I'm mad I missed your show. I guess I got to catch you next time around.
All right. So the album is out right now. It's called Self-Explanatory.
Self-Explanatory.
I love the album. It's like a mixture of different elements. It's like classic Neo, and then we're doing the stripper and sexy and sexual stuff. It's a lot combined in that gumbo.
It's a little bit of all of it, man.
Yeah.
I find myself constantly trying to please all of the people all of the time, and I know that it's been said multiple times that that's impossible, but I keep trying. I just got to keep trying. I need to make sure that my entire fan base is fed. You know, I have my pop audience, I have my R&B audience,
right?
You know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, and I just want to make sure that everybody has something to enjoy on the album. So yeah, when you listen to it, if you haven't listened to it yet, first and foremost, shame on you.
Right.
First and foremost.
Get it together.
Your life right. Come on, get your life together. But yes, when you listen to it, you will hear classic Neo along with Neo acknowledging that the sound has changed and evolved a little bit. You know, I can never be anybody other than myself. I don't follow trends or anything like that. But at the same time, you can't call yourself a music person if you're not at least paying attention to the fact that things are changing, man. It's not exactly the same as it was, you know, when I first started. It's not the same thing no more. You know, so you have to acknowledge that. You have to be aware of that, be aware of your surroundings, but at the same time, be constantly unapologetically you. And that's what I do.
Absolutely. You got the body. You released the video for that.
Yeah.
Directed by Tiana Taylor.
Shout out to Spike T and the aunties over there.
Spike T.
Yeah, man. No, yo, so, I mean, I don't got to tell nobody that Tiana Taylor's vision is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, you know that already. So she came and blessed me with a vision for the video. It's a quality video. If you ain't seen it yet, again, shame on you.
There's a lot of booty in there.
There's some booty in the video. I mean, listen, it's a song.
It's a stripper music video.
It is a song that celebrates the curvaceousness of a woman and all the glory that exists within. Damn it. That is a classy way to say, yeah, it's a lot of booty in the video. Yeah.
All right, we're going to play the song, and then we're going to talk about the booty in the video, because your wife is one of the booties.
One of the booties in the video does belong to my wife. Yes, yes. Most proud of that one, indeed.
Right, we'll talk about that. Neo is here. Mina SayWhat on 100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop. So your wife is in the video.
Yes.
So does she practice her stripper moves at home? How does that work?
Thank you to stay out of my damn business.
Y'all got
my
a
personal
pole? Y'all got that little 50 Shades
Hey, listen,
room or whatever?
Mind your damn... No. No, listen, I wanted my wife to do the video. She definitely wanted to do the video. And then when she got to set and saw... Well, I mean, she knew there was going to be other girls in the video. She didn't have a problem with that.
Right.
What she did know is that there were going to be professional dancers. And my wife is not... She can dance, clearly, but she's not a professional dancer. So she was shook for like 2 seconds.
Right.
For like 2 seconds, she was like, I don't know if I'm like, babe, relax. And then she got up there, she did a thing, and she didn't stick out. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she was supposed to be right there with them. So it was a good thing. It was the night of the video shoot was a lovely night in the Smith household. I'll say that. I'm gonna leave it right there.
So I know you have to do like strip stuff, like you gotta go to strip clubs because of your job, but like, are you that type of guy that enjoys the strip club?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
because some guys are like, okay, now I gotta go to strip club and work.
I love strip clubs. Listen, from a few different angles though. From a few different angles. No,
I'm sure.
From a few different aspects of the strip club. Like I am impressed by the woman in the strip club that has learned how to use her body in that way. But what's even more impressive to me is the girls that do the pole work.
Right.
Like, I've seen some ridiculous things like that. Ain't like I'm not even aroused right now. I'm just impressed. Like that's you strong.
You
as
an
hell.
athlete.
Damn,
girl, you strong.
I could never. Like how the hell? Listen, like just impressed for real. So yeah, I have the utmost respect for strippers. Listen, if I was a woman, real talk, I'd have been a stripper.
It's hard. I took some classes.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Oh no, they make it look way easier than it is. Please believe and understand. Don't think that just because you got a little thickness on you, you can get up there and get. Nah, man. It takes a certain kind of something. It does. So much love to all the strippers.
Yes.
The original Miss Independence out there. That's what I'm talking about. Do you think?
What's the most money you spent at a strip club?
So the unfortunate thing about me in regard to strip clubs is that if I go in a strip club and spend anything less than $3 grand, I'm whack because everybody knows that I'm me and that the bag is on deck. Everyone knows this. So it's like Neo came in here and spent $200.
They gonna talk about you, right?
Thank you for nothing, Neo. I don't need that in my life. So yeah, I make sure that that whoever's dancing for me, they gonna have a good night if I'm at the strip club. Definitely.
That's great. Don't Love Me, the video is out.
Yes.
You got my guy from P Valley in there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. LaPlay. Shout out to him. Shout out to Soraya.
Soraya's in there
for holding down the acting part of this video. This song itself is a very personal song. It holds a special place in my heart. It started out as an open letter that I had written to my wife at one of the kind of darkest moments in our marriage. You know, we were literally considering divorce.
Right.
And I've never been good at speaking it. You know, like in those emotional moments, you know, where temperatures is high and all of that. I've always been better at writing it down, like, because I don't want to say something out of anger that I don't mean or you know, say it the wrong way.
Right.
So I wrote her this letter, and she read it. And I thank God that she didn't heed this letter because we wouldn't be together.
Yeah, because you're literally telling her, leave me alone, I'm not good for you.
I was telling her that she should go because at the time, I didn't believe that I could be the man that she deserved.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, I had to keep it funky with myself. But at the same time, it took her to make me realize that was a cop-out because we choose what we want to do all day long.
Yeah.
Every day we choose desire over necessity. That's just kind of what it is to be human. So she was like, so is it that you can't or is it that you won't? And I was stumped. I was like, well, damn.
Well, a strong woman is not going to let you just run off and she's going to hold you accountable.
Indeed.
And make you, rise to the occasion.
And that's exactly what happened.
But then you got to rise to the occasion as a man.
Well, yeah. You have to make, if she's going to hold you accountable, she's going to let it be known, hey, listen, if this is where you want to be, then this is where you'll be. And if it ain't where you want to be, then it ain't where you're going to be. Like, but don't say that you can't. Right. Because we all know that you can do whatever the hell you want to do. It's about whether or not you want to do it.
Oh, hello.
And you know,
love advice from Neo.
Love advice from my wife. Damn it, I can't even take credit for that one. That was her.
Neo is here. We're going to continue talking about the state of R&B. I feel like it's like a POTUS conversation. Here on 100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop. It's Mina SayWhat. So when I saw you BET Weekend, we were talking about this change in R&B, and I'm sure you've exhausted this conversation, but I thought it was really interesting because our conversation really sparked other conversations I had with other people regarding like R&B and how it's very overly sexualized and, you know, or even like you mentioned the kind of notes that are being sung, like certain notes that used to be sung, the long drawn out notes aren't being sung anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist, so I don't know, I don't see that transition, but it had me thinking. So I want to kind of like explore that a little bit more. What song did you hear where you realized like, wow, R&B is changing?
I can't even put it on one specific song. I feel like you know what happened. Okay, so there was a point in time where the biggest genre of music on the face of the planet was either like rock or country or something like that. So now the biggest genre of music on the face of the planet is hip hop.
Right.
So when that happened, every other genre of music kind of got like a hip hop makeover. Like now there's trap country records,
right?
You know, including R&B. So if you think about what R&B was, you know, we had Jodeci, we had Boyz II Men, we had Drew Hill, we had all of these examples of that style of R&B. Well, now you got the new generation coming up, and who they're following is the rappers, because that's what they see. You know what I'm saying? That era of, you know, the R&B male had kind of moved for a minute. It kind of moved out the way for the era of the hip hop male. Right. And if the R&B cats is following the hip hop cats, then of course the R&B is going to sound like hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely feel like R&B needs to regain its identity to a degree. You know what I mean? Taking nothing from hip hop, I love hip hop, but at the same time, there's hip hop, and then there's R&B.
Right.
And I feel like R&B just needs an unmakeover, so to speak. We need to go back to what it was before hip hop got a hold of it and turned it into what it is. I have an utmost respect for this genre of R&B, this hip hop inspired genre of R&B, but at the same time, what I was talking about with like that long held out note and things like that.
Right.
The reason that people keep going back to 90s R&B is because that was the last time R&B had its own identity in the 90s. That was the last time that you could hear something that was strictly R&B and you was all right with that. You know, if it was a hip hop feature on it, cool, but it didn't have to be the way it kind of is now. You know what I mean? Right. So I just think that we need to. I can appreciate all forms of the genre, but I know what felt good to me. You know, what feels good to me, and I'm going to always try to incorporate that style of R&B in everything that I do. You know, because that's where I came from. That's my bread and butter. That's where I grew up. That's what I grew up listening to. That's how I learned how to do what it is I do. So, you know, I just feel like diversity is what it is. Because as of right now, the R&B is kind of all kind of having the same feel. Yeah. You know, and that's the reason that people are not as in it, you know what I'm saying, as they once were, because it doesn't feel like it once did. Like, we're not singing to invoke emotion anymore. We're singing to brag, or we're singing to it's super misogynistic. Like, who sings the word bitch? Like, what does that even? I don't even understand that. I don't even make no damn sense. Point. I don't get. I've never. Yo, the first time I heard it, I was like, "Wow, this is where we live now." This is different. Okay, all right. Well,
do you think there's a newer artist that is encompassing what you're talking about, like that makes you feel excited about R&B?
There's a few of the new generation that I'm definitely digging. Shout out to the boy Lucky Day. I love his voice. I love what he's doing. Image wise, I love what he's doing with his music.
When he's not sleeping in your bed.
Hey, listen, it was what it was. The past is the past.
Right, go ahead. Who else?
No, much love to the boy Lucky Day. I feel like Eric Bellinger still hasn't gotten the flowers he deserves.
Oh my God, but he writes for everyone.
He writes for everybody. You know his music,
right?
You know his sound, and yet for whatever reason, it's just he ain't getting the respect I feel like he deserves. Yeah. So shout out to the boy Eric Bellinger. I love what Usher did with him with the Tiny Desk performance.
Absolutely,
like that was up. Shout out to Usher too. Just you know, still taking major strides for R&B, reminding these cats what it's supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? Like that vocally, that dude is in a whole league of his own. You know,
it's funny when we talked about the song. I remember when I heard Usher's "Good Kisser," and that's when I realized things were changing.
Yeah.
But and you don't have a song, but I have a song, because I remember for me, Usher was like the gatekeeper kind of like older, like 90s R&B kind of classic, because he's been around since the 90s.
Yeah,
I mean, because he started when he was like 15 or whatever.
Indeed.
Right? But I remember when I heard "Good Kisser," and I was like, damn, if Usher is sexualizing the R&B, this is just where we are right now. I remember that moment listening to that song.
But I mean, the sexualization of R&B, I don't think that's the problem, because R&B has always been sexual.
It's been sexual, but not raunchy.
That's
what I'm talking about, right?
That's what it is. And when cats started just saying it as opposed to being clever about it,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Sexual Healing with Marvin Gaye,
right.
Like, you knew what he was talking about, but he ain't say, "Girl, let me put it in you." Whoa, damn.
Calm down. Flag on the play.
Come on, finesse that thing first. You don't just run at it. Damn, what is that? It's different now, man. Cats is different.
Ne-Yo is here. I want to ask him a round of questions about his music. His album is out, self-explanatory.
Yeah.
We'll continue talking here on 100.3 Philly's R&B and Hip Hop. I remember that song. I was like, oh my God, Usher. Like, and then he put out the song with Juicy J, and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is
you know who brought in that style of kind of just saying it? R. Kelly.
Yeah,
R. Kelly was the first to just say it, and it was such a shock. Like, oh damn, what did he? You gonna do what? Oh shit! And that's what made it popular.
Yeah,
and everybody kind of just jumped on and turned it into what it is now.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you just released your 8th album. Not a lot of R&B artists get to 8.
Listen, if you get to single 2 nowadays, you did something right. So for me to be at album 8. It means something, man. I appreciate the fact that people still give a damn about a Ne-Yo record. You know, I know attention spans are shorter now. You know what I mean? So that people are still locked in. I love y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's your talent, because talent can evolve with the times and the trends. If you don't have that talent to perform, to sing, to write, to produce, you're not going to be able to keep up with what's going on.
Very real. Very real.
So, you know, a testament to you.
Thank you,
your catalog is ridiculous. We just saw you at the Dell. What is your favorite song to perform, though?
Oh, man. Favorite song to perform. I mean, the ones that kind of always get response no matter where I'm at.
I need one, Ne-Yo.
Just one.
Damn,
just one.
Your ultimate favorite song.
You literally just said my catalog is ridiculous. You asked me to pick one song? Damn. All right,
it's the one singular song that you're like, this one I love to do.
Okay, I love to... I don't know if this would be my one, but this song always gets the response. Give Me Everything with me and Pitbull. There's nowhere I can go where I do that song and the people don't respond.
Right.
So Sick always gets a response. That's kind of the one that, you know, that was the introductions when it started off for everybody.
Yeah.
At the Dell the other night, it was Stay, because a shout out to my man Petey Crack, who came out. You know, oh man, I got to tell you that story. That wasn't planned initially for Petey to show up. Like, we got there, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, wait. We in Philly. Yo, who got Petey number? Can somebody get a hold of Petey? He told me, he showed up. He was like, bro, I was at a whole family barbecue. I was on the grill. I was getting it in.
Fried fish.
He was making it happen. He was like, you called me, and he pulled up. Yo, shout out to Petey Crack, man. I appreciate the hell out of that. That was a moment. That dude came out, and mind you, again, it was like 3 million degrees outside, so everybody's turn up was a little light, because it's like, even once you started to turn up, you got to sweating, and you had to sit down before you fainted. Petey Crack came out, and the crowd went nuts. Yo, Petey, they still love you, bro. Especially here in Philly. So I appreciate Petey for that. Definitely.
Philly's loyal.
Yeah. For real.
But it's hard to get the loyalty, but once you get it, Philly rides or dies.
You gotta prove yourself first.
That's it.
You know, and then once you do, then yeah, Philly riding with you.
That's it. All right, your most successful song.
Most successful song.
And I'm letting you define success, because success doesn't always mean money.
Very real.
You know.
Very real. I would say that my most successful song was probably Beyonce's Irreplaceable. From a financial standpoint, as well as a intelligence and learning standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot through just what that record became, how that record came to be, what it was intended to be, and then what it turned into. Like, it was a lot of lessons learned in there, just about the power of words, the power of not only the message, but the person delivering the message. You know, because if a guy was to sing that song, it's not going to hit the same way as a woman singing that song.
Right.
Same lyrics, same concept, same everything is going to be perceived different from a woman than it is from a man. And I was kind of aware of that before the song, but that song just kind of put the magnifying glass on the fact that some songs are meant to go one way and some songs are meant to go another way. That's just kind of what it is, you know?
Right. So you're most proud of?
Damn. Song I'm most proud of. Okay.
Hard questions.
My oldest daughter, hey Maddie, love you, baby. She'll be 12 this year. But I can literally remember the night that we brought her home from the hospital, and she was screaming her head off, and she just would not stop. So I remembered hearing a pediatrician say that music helps. So I just randomly got in my phone and just pushed play on whatever was there, and it just happened to be this song that I wrote that never got released. And like the second the song started, silence. She stopped crying.
Wow.
She didn't cry through the whole song. The song ended, she started back crying. Turned the song back on, she stopped. So like for the first 3-4 years of her life, whenever she just got into that place where it was just that this was the song that would calm her down. So the next album was the I think it was the Red album, and I put the song on the album and I called it Maddie's song.
Aww.
So yeah, that's me and Maddie's song.
When I pop this baby out, I'm gonna try.
Oh yeah,
Maddie's song.
Try it. It works. It works. I tell you.
All right, song you wrote for someone else that you wish you kept.
Damn. Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it. I have the utmost love for my man Luke James. Shout out to the boy Luke James. I love you to death, and he knows what song I'm talking about. Because I did this record for him. Well, I did the record. It wasn't initially written for him, but he loved the record, and I'm like, yo, all right, well, let's rock. Problem was that the record originally was done in a very high key. And for him to do it, we had to drop the key. And anybody that knows anything about music knows that when you drop the key, you take some of the energy away from the record.
Right.
So when I heard the finished joint, it didn't feel the same because they had dropped the key so much so that they could sing it in a comfortable place. And I just kind of felt like, damn, bro, for all that, we could have just got in and did something original that's in a comfortable key for you. Because it just took something from the record, and the record didn't do what it was supposed to do. But again, taking nothing from Luke James, that dude is an amazing singer, an amazing artist, one of my favorite singers, to be honest with you. So shout out to the boy Luke. But yeah, that one didn't.
What's the name of the song?
What do we call it?
I'm a Google.
Dang it. I've only written one song for him, so you can Google the Luke James song that Neo wrote. I don't remember. I think it was called "Make Love to Me," something like that.
And of course,
and again, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Make Love to Me. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
All right, and then you have 8 albums. Your strongest album, in your opinion, and then an album that you feel now, in hindsight, could have been a little bit better.
Strongest album, definitely Year of the Gentleman. That is the one time that myself, my management, the record label, everybody was on the same page. And anybody that knows anything about the industry will tell you that does not happen.
Right.
It's always somebody rocking the boat. It's always somebody with a different opinion. Like really, really super rare that everybody is on the same page. Everybody has the same ideas, the same concept of what they want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it was serendipitous. I feel like that's why that album did so well, because we were all, everybody pushing towards the same goal. Album that could have ultimately been better, Libra Scale. And I say that because Libra Scale at the time was my least performing album. It performed the worst of my albums, and it was because I was doing things that I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I was fresh off of shooting those movies. I shot Red Tails with George Lucas and all them guys, and then I shot Battle Los Angeles, and I was sticking real close to the writers, just trying to pick their brains, because that's ultimately what I want to do. I want to learn how to write movies. So at this time, I didn't know that in the world of screenplay and script writing, 1 page equates to a minute, right? So I went to Def Jam like, yo, I want to do like a mini movie and have the album be the soundtrack to the mini movie. They're like, oh, that's a dope idea. Let's get it. Yeah, bring us a script. So again, a page equates to a minute, right? I brought them a script with 145 pages on it. And it was like, you said a 30-minute mini movie. This is a feature film, bro. We can't do nothing with this. And I didn't know that a page equated to a minute. So I had to take that, break it down to 30 pages. By the time I did that, the clock is ticking. We ain't had time to shoot no movie. So we said, all right, let's do 6 long-form videos. 6 turned into 3 after the third one, because there was so much money being spent, and I was literally just figuring it out as I went along, and the album kind of showed that. So I feel like now, if I was to go back and try that concept again, it would be it would be what it's supposed to be versus that one, how that happened. But I will say this, okay? Prince went out of his way to tell me that he enjoyed that Libra Scale album. I remember I was messed up behind how bad the album had done, but we had got invited to Prince's Grammy party that year. So I was geeked about that. So we went to the party. We're in his pool house, and there's like a plexiglass thing over the pool. Everybody's standing on the pool. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Anyway, he's on stage with his band. He's rocking out, just on some freestyle, whatever. He sees me, puts his guitar down, beelines to me, gets right up on my ear and says, Libra Scale was a great album, and don't let anybody tell you different.
Wow.
From that point, I was like, you know what? I don't care if we go triple wood.
Right.
This is the best album I've ever done, because Prince told me, to hell with y'all. Prince told me it was dope. You can't tell me nothing.
The purple one.
Purple Majesty has deemed this album good. To hell with y'all.
So it technically wasn't a bad album.
Technically not. Technically not. That's the only album that Prince has ever gave me accolade for. So, hey, come on.
That's a sign of greatness. Your worst album is a good album by Prince's standards. Hello.
Standards. Come on, man.
And that's why this man is here. 8 albums later.
Yes.
Self-explanatory is out right now. Neo, thank you so much.
Appreciate the love, mama.
Of course. It's Mina SayWhat. I'm 100.3. Philly's R&B and Hip Hop.